Hello everyone, welcome to Final Fantasy again. Doing yet another seasonal event, in Gridania again. Old Simpkin over there. Bert. It's got its own, music. Well, let's see what it's all about. Lisette de Valentine has her mitts full this Valentine's Day. 'Tis the season of ardor and affection, and romance is thick upon the air. I, Lisette of House Valentine, entreat you, dearest one, to breathe deep and take love's richness, its cloying, rosy radiance, into your bosom. Alas, every rose has its thorns, and even this fairest of seasons is not without its trials. Indeed, trouble is afoot, and it threatens the hearts of all in this realm. A little kid. A fellow of ours! I can't do that stupid little kid voice again. A fellow of ours, a moogle well versed in the myriad matters of the heart, has found himself in quite the quagmire. The sweet thing of which we speak goes by the name of Koop, and is an emissary of penned passions and all such billets doux. Is that French? I have no idea. Man, every bunny girl in the game is wearing less and less clothes every time I see a new one. Valentine's Day is a joyous occasion, but not always so for those who acquit themselves as post-moogles of the realm. Koop has his poor paws full, delivering heartwarming missives far and wide, hither and thither. Though he would never admit it, I fear he's at wit's end. But you, benevolent adventurer that you are, can provide precisely what our hirsute herald requires oh so desperately. There's so many people here. Get out of my way. Pray lend Koop your talents and retrieve him from the edge whereupon his wits now teeter so precariously. This guy is wearing nothing. What the hell? Guess it's a girl. Olafel. They all look the same. A working adventurer is a happy adventurer. This guy's in my face! Go away! Marvelous, you are a hero through and through. Koop will be so relieved. I shall fetch him at once. Ah, why yours is a face I know well. I don't know what to do for the moogle voice. No introduction necessary, friends, for so renowned are you that I feel as if I have known you all my life. My post-moogle compatriots speak of your daring do almost nightly, Koopo. How they will bristle into puff balls when I tell them we are acquainted. Now then, I hear from Astrid that you would help me in my hour of need, for which I am most grateful. However, it is not the work itself that vexes me, but rather a colleague of mine, a clueless courier newly inducted into our vocation. Every Valentine's Day we emissaries are overtaxed, and this season has proven no exception. I had hoped to nip this issue in the bud by petitioning the deputy post-moogle for a helping paw or two. He obliged, but has sent someone altogether worthless, an undisciplined tyro. What? Hold on, gotta get a drink. To make matters worse, the daft thing is painfully ignorant in the ways of the heart. You should hear the way she speaks to the clientele. What an ugly gift. Love must be blind. And such nonsense. Left to her own devices, I fear she will ruin Valentine's Day, Koopo. Give the girl the axe, you cry. The impulse is very much with me, I assure you, but I can't rightly turn away the very assistance for which I begged. I would come across as the most wretched ingrate to ever have wings. Yet I haven't the time to train her, let alone the patience. Fret not, our harried herald. You are right to have sought our help, for I have come upon the cleverest of solutions to your predicament. We shall enlist the help of our dowdy adventurer? Doty? What? I've never seen that one. Doty adventurer and House Valentione's very own Astrid to accompany said callous courier. Oh! You cannot be surprised at my suggestion. 'Tis a most natural fit. Linkster, so skilled in so many subjects, will teach your assistant the delicate art of the post, while Astrid shall instruct the moogles in the ways of ardor and adoration. They're a splendid plan, if I do say so myself. Are you both sure you are up for the task? It isn't too great a bother? Yes, of course. What a seasonable relief indeed, Kupo. I shall bring her to you at once, for there's not a moment to lose. May I introduce you to my fledgling post-moogle charge, Pico, and her loyal chocobo, Oh dear, this is rather awkward. I confess your friend's name has slipped my mind, Kupo. Salutations, one and all. As for my chocobo, his name can't have slipped your mind because he hasn't one. I refer to him simply as my partner dear, or when I'm feeling particularly silly, Bird. Many an acquaintance of mine has attempted to provide him a name or two, but none of them ever stick, or should I say, I always forget them. In any case, you may call him whatever you like, it makes no difference, least of all to him. Quack, quack! Yes, well, be that as it may, I have tasked Pukti Pico with 3 deliveries, all of which I would ask you to join her on. Okay. These two are to accompany me? Very well. Who am I to turn away? Whoever you are. Our first stop is the Carpenter's Guild. Bird and I shall await you there. Bird. Ah! People. Ow! Why were they so loud? Let's see how Pukti Pico acquits herself. Surely she can't be so terrible as Kupka described. We'll see. Oh, the recipient is out on an errand or some such. A pity. As for the parcel, well, since no one is available to take it, I say we just leave it at... we leave it any old place. There are other assignments to be getting on with after all. I say, now hold there a moment. I'm no post-moogle, granted, but merely abandoning a package like this before a door seems a touch disrespectful, does it not? What we have here is a gift, an item crafted with love and care. It deserves to be treated as such. Who is this from exactly? A young woman, if memory serves, daughter to the man meant to receive this. Oh yes, and there was something about her training at the Culinarians Guild, I think. My memory's hazy. Wouldn't want anyone to steal the parcel. I think that this will surely work. You make an interesting point. The man is out on an errand, yes? And since he is with the Carpenter's Guild, it stands to reason he is out collecting lumber. And from the Botanist's Guild, like as not, we shall start our search there, for a Valentione's Day gift must be delivered straight to the recipient's hands. A delivery for you, sir. You weren't at the guild when we came calling, so we took the liberty of tracking you down. Alright, give it here then. Oh, what's all this? Valentine's Day chocolate? Now this is a surprise. My daughter's an apprentice in the Culinarians Guild, you see. I heard she'd been selected to make the chocolates for the festivities this year, but I certainly didn't expect to receive any myself. And how wonderful that you did! It is not every day one's daughter is accorded the honor of crafting such a beloved confectionery. She must be quite the culinarian. That she is. My pride and joy, that girl. What a pleasant surprise this package was. Certainly made my day. I can't thank you enough for bringing it all the way out to me like you have. I'll never forget this kindness. Hooray. Goodness, seems like a bit of an overreaction to being handed some food, doesn't it? That's what savvy post-moogles call customer satisfaction, Kupo. Agreed. There is a lesson to be learned here, Pukti. Joy is not meant to be kept to oneself. It is a feeling that yearns to be shared, and we played a part in bringing him happiness. So it is little wonder that he wished to share his felicity with us. So, joy is meant to be shared. Well, when you put it that way, I suppose that's not so foreign a concept. When something makes me smile or laugh, I do tend to talk to my companion's ear off about it, and I'm often made the happier for it. Quack! Said his name was Bert. So sad. But enough about that. Time is wasting. Best be off on our next delivery. The recipient awaits at the Whistling Miller by the looks of it. I feel like a moron. I just realized that Astrid is a girl. It should be obvious if I took a close look. Pardon me, but I've a delivery for you, ma'am. For me? Oh, it's from one of my dearest companions, and look what they've sent! Pink seashells! Are they not extraordinary? Look at their vibrancy. Ah, and a card. Happy Valentione's Day. How delightful. Shells? Empty ones? You can't even eat those. At least the other fellow received chocolate. Bhakti, that is abominably rude. You must forgive our friend here. She is not accustomed to deliveries such as these. There's nothing to forgive, I assure you. I could hardly be upset after receiving a gift like this, and from a loved one I've not seen in quite some time. My friend, you see, is an adventurer in their own right. They enjoy being cryptic, though, and never outright tell me where they've been. Rather, they make me guess by dropping hints in the form of curiosities such as these. What a blessing this parcel is. I was only just wondering how they were faring and where their journeys had brought them. Thank you, Miss Postmoogle. You have brightened my day. Love is a mystery indeed, and a funny one at that. It is my pleasure to tell you, Pukti, that love is a many-splendored thing, and we each have our own unique way of expressing it. The friendship between that girl and her adventurer companion is a perfect example. That gift, which appeared mere frippery to you, was a treasure in her eyes. I don't know what to say. Perhaps her friend is traveling the Ruby Sea. I suspect you may be right. Aside of a few specialty traders, seashells of that quality and color cannot be easily found in the landlocked regions of the realm, after all. So you mean to say this was her friend's way of telling that young woman that all is well? Their way of assuaging any worries she might be harboring about their safety? How fascinating. To be sure, were I to be separated from my bird here by expansive seas or vast mountain ranges, I'd like to hear from him from time to time. Perhaps not every day, that would be irksome. But to know that he's in good health would be not altogether disagreeable, I suppose. Anywho, no sense in losing ourselves in thought, not when a parcel sits burning a hole in my satchel, Kupo. Our next delivery takes us to Apkalu Falls. Let's away. I want that bird. I need this bird real bad. Greetings, sir. I have for you here a parcel from one of Uldal's preeminent art dealers, Kupo. At last, your earrings, they've arrived. Goodness gracious, how stunning they are. This craftsmanship, this meticulous attention to detail. I couldn't have hoped for a better present for my wife. She'll be over the moon to receive them. Her birthday is coming up, you see, and I wanted to assure her special day is just that. I've even given Koopka Koop's palm a vigorous pat. I hear tell that one touch is enough to bring a couple happiness for all their years to come. Let us hope so. You did well to bring these all the way out here without a scratch on them, you know. I'd begun to worry that by the time I received them, the poor things would be nothing more than scuffed, dented rocks. You've got a bright future ahead of you in the Postal Service, friend. Thank you. Now this is odd. There's a flutter in my chest, a tickle in my stomach, Kupo. Have I taken ill? Would compliments and words of gratitude always elicit this sort of response? Trust me when I say you are not ill, Pukti. That flutter you feel, those ticklish sensations you described, that is fondness, form of love indeed, and it was made manifest by that man's appreciation for what you provided. Oh, so this love nonsense. Why, it isn't nonsense at all, is it? It's quite wonderful, actually. I liken it to that feeling when my bird and I settled down for an afternoon nap in the 12th one. When I tuck myself under his wing and we are warmed by the sunlight breaking through the trees. Perhaps you haven't mastered the concept entirely, but I do believe we are making strides in the right direction. You certainly seem more attuned to the ways of the heart than when we first made your acquaintance, at any rate. Now that all three parcels have reached the right hands, let us return to Miketo's amphitheater. No doubt Koopka Koop is anxious to know how Pukti fared. Sansa Bane. These funny hearts. What? They're not real. None of it's real! Well, of course, it's a seasonal event. The hitboxes wouldn't be here all the time anyway, I guess. This is just simpler. Now I can hide in here. Oh my. So crowded. Here they are, our agents of affection, our heralds of the heart, returned at last, and not before time, Kupo. Tell me, how went your deliveries? Splendid, each and every one. The recipients were all thrilled to receive their parcels, and I'm pleased to say that Pukti Pico learned something along the way. Yes, I do believe I did. Love is, well, it's quite a bit more complicated than I first imagined it to be. There are hidden depths to it, ones I didn't see before. I may not be an expert on the subject yet, but I would like to think my ignorance is not quite as dire as it once was. You are making progress, certainly. I'm glad of it. And just so long as you did not offend anyone, I could not ask for more. Anywho, I am indebted to you, Astrid, Linkster. You have spared at least 3 citizens of the realm from potential cruelty, however unintended it may have been. No, I'm being too harsh. Pukti, you have shown a true, concerted effort to understand the labyrinthian complexities of the heart. As a reward, I am inclined to set you to another task. For in truth, your work is not yet finished. Much more is there to be done this Valentione's Day, Kupo. When you have the time, speak with me again, and I shall tell you all about it. Oh, okay. Yo. Koopka Koop has a matter of the heart on his mind. There you are, and not a moment too soon. Your unwavering devotion to the ways of art and affection, love and romance, courtship and intimacy is both commendable and deeply appreciated. So, to the task of which I spoke. It involves a woman by the name of Alois. Alose. I don't know how to say that. Who only just posted a parcel with no small amount of urgency. However, she then returned, begging us to call off its delivery, a highly unusual request, and her eyes, twin pools of sorrow, Kupo. She fled straight away, ere I could even get my bearings, let alone to ask what troubles her so. Will you help me seek her out? Of course, of course. You are too kind. Now as for this young woman, she is an Elizin of great beauty, and thus should not be an easy one to overlook. Last I saw of her, she had just made a sharp left at the fork in the road, unless my eyes deceive me. To the left, you say? That way lies the Great Loam Growery, if I'm not mistaken. I will accompany you there, Koop-ka-Koop. Ninkster, Pugty Pico. You two will look near Nofika's altar. Should you come upon her before we do, come find us at the growery. Sorry. That guy had drip. I found you. Great beauty, huh? I mean, she looks fine, but she looks like almost any other Elezen. Who, me? Yes, I'm Elose. Why do you ask? Koop-ka-Koop wants to see me, you say? But whatever for? He's beside himself with worry, Kupo. He told us you turned tail and darted off looking dreadfully stricken. Downright morose! You can understand his concern, surely. I see. I owe an apology for worrying him as I have, and an explanation for my frantic flight as well. Koopa's still at Miketo's amphitheater, correct? I'll go to him at once. Actually, never mind, she's already gone. Suppose I shall go and fetch him then, shall I? Meet us at the amphitheater, Linkster, and do hurry. We wouldn't want her dashing off again. Ah, the rain. I must use my umbrella. Even though as soon as I talk to this person, it's gonna vanish. First, let me start by saying how grateful I am that you would think to come and check on me. Truth of the matter is, I've received an offer of marriage. I meant to accept, which is why I came to you initially, Koopka, to see that my reply would be delivered safely. However, as I was writing to tell him yes, I found myself hesitating more than I ought to have been. I began to wonder if I was making a terrible decision, not only for me, but for him as well. The man who seeks my hand is of Ishgardian nobility and goes by the name Ezolmile. Ezolmile. I have no idea. At the moment he's quite ill and is seeking treatment here in Gridania. Do not misunderstand me. I was overjoyed to hear of his devotion. A life spent with him would be a wonderful thing, but I'm no noble. I'm of the most common stock, no more special than a weed underfoot. I wasn't raised with the aristocratic manners a future wife of his requires. How am I to marry into nobility? I must destroy my previous missive and pen a new letter, one telling him I can't go through with it. But that one I'll hand deliver. I won't have an emissary of love delivering such ill tidings. Now, I don't pretend to be an expert in the ways of the heart, but isn't love the desire to be with someone forever and on? The desire for a trusted partner in this world? Someone with whom you can share your joys and your woes? If you care for him, be with him. Wouldn't it upset you to do anything but? It certainly seems to have. I may not have much experience with this, but I know that were I and my chocobo to be separated, I wouldn't like it, not one bit. I don't believe giving up is the solution, Kupo. Verily, I myself am of Ishgardi nobility and can thus speak from a place of authority. Each of our houses has its own traditions, and it is our titles that connect us, not our principles. Before making your decision, seek the counsel of your beloved and learn what his family values. I cannot agree more. After all, it is doubts you harbor, not a lack of affection. If you believe his heart to be yours entire, then trust that he will listen to your troubles, that you and he can solve them together. Why not send one more letter, explain what it is that vexes you? Yes, I see your point. It's unfair of me to hide my feelings like this. He's owed my honesty, but how does one even write such a letter? I wouldn't know where to begin. Perhaps you should explain your apprehension about fulfilling your duties as wife to a man of a great house. Make it clear that, should you decide to join his social milieu? What's that word? You will require time to study, learn, and train before you are comfortable. A word of warning, though, to compromise the very woman you are in order to bend to the rigors of nobility may leave you jaded, haggard, and altogether infuriated. Thus I suggest you first inquire as to whether his family is capable of accepting you as you are. Why not simply write down all your worries? I don't fancy myself a poet of passions or what have you. There's something to be said for getting everything out in the open. All of these ideas have a great deal of merit, and each should be given due consideration. Linkster, what say you? Which of these notions has struck a chord with you? Not the top one. Not the top one. I think just being blunt and straightforward is the best. That's what I'm going with. Thank you for your insight, everyone. I believe I know what I must do now. Then let us fetch your parchment, quill, and ink. Fortunate that you have us, you know, for we emissaries are never far from instruments of the post. Why, I shall even provide you with Valentione's Day-themed stationery. Great. There, it's done. Now all that's left is for him to read it. My darling is likely in the Gentry's ward. I know he enjoys sitting in solitude on a bench not far from the gates. He'll be there, like as not. Then that's where we shall try first. We will be back with his response as soon as we are able. Tally-ho, bird. Love's work awaits. Quack! Oh dear, I'm so fidgety. I just can't sit still for nerves. No, I can't take this any longer. I refuse to stand idly by, but all my future's decided without me. That does it. I'm going to Gentry's ward this instant. Alois, you can't. And she's gone. Our duty as emissaries of love and affection demands we see that Lovelorn lasts through this trying time. I shall meet you at the gates of the Gentry's ward. Is that a freaking Digimon? Cute. Guess it's just a nine-tailed fox. It looks like Renamon. At least from a distance. I'm sorry to have run off again like that, but I just couldn't wait around twiddling my thumbs another moment more. We have for you a letter from one Miss Alois herself, Kupo. A missive from my love. Thank you kindly, Post Mugus. Perhaps it's not my place, but if I may. Alose thinks a great deal of you. We watched her as she wrote that letter you now hold. We can see plain as day how much she cares for you. If there's love to be found in this world, it's there, in every word she has put to that page. The heart and its intricacies aren't my forte, I admit, but if you've even half as much affection for her as she has for you, then what you two share is something wondrous. I only hope you can both weather whatever troubles come your way. The heart isn't my forte indeed. For one who claims such a thing, you show remarkable perspicacity in the matter. Fuck me, I can't read. you're quite changed from the moogle I once knew. Color me impressed, Kupo. You are good to concern yourselves over my and Alose's affairs. Your kindness does you a good deal of credit. I shall pen my response this instant. Can I trust you will deliver it straight to her once I've finished? We serve at your pleasure. Your trust is not misplaced in us, good sir. Did you hear that? He's going to reply. We should return to Miketo's amphitheater at once. I don't want to be here when he sent our post-moogle friends all the way back there. Yes, it would be rather awkward were his letter to have no recipient. Let us explain the situation to Lizette and wait for Pukti and Kupka's delivery. Our eminent emissary of adoration and affection is with us once more, and now that we are assembled, we've only to wait for the custodians of Ezomele's reply. I feel sick to my stomach. What if I've angered him? What if he calls off the whole engagement? We have returned, and with your beloved's painstakingly penned post and paw. Yeah, he wrote a lot. Pukti Pico, I was drawn to your advice in particular. I wrote down all my worries, concerns, and questions in a clear and concise fashion, and he responded with, well, with some confusion it seems, although now at least he's aware of what troubles me, and for that he says he is grateful. He's very sweet here, you see. He tells me that together we will go down this list of mine and solve one problem at a time. Where we live and how we will be and how. Let me restart that sentence. Where we live and how will be up to us to decide, not his family. I've come to ensure my letter has reached you and see if you have yet read it. After all, you did the same for me. It would be unkind to not return the favor, no? Oh gods, how embarrassing. You caught me spying on you, didn't you? You're embarrassed for what, pray? I found it endearing, my darling. Ah, these companions of yours, did they assist you in your writing to me? Then we are in your debt. Hello, say, my love, what say you to tea at the Carlin Canopy? There we can discuss our future, a conversation which is long overdue, I should think. Thank you, my friends. Where would I be without your help? And I promised yours will be the first invitations we post once we've settled on a day. All's well that ends well. Goodness gracious me, do mine eyes deceive me? Pukti Pico, your palm! Why, it's adopted the very shape of the season, and is lovely beyond compare, Kupo. And 'tis much of a muchness with mine. Or so I flatter myself to think. I can't really explain it, but seeing those two together brought a flutter to my chest, a spring to my wings, and the next thing I knew my palm began to tingle in the most peculiar of ways. It's just such a marvelous thing to know that we had a hand in ushering Ezomele and Alose's story into its next chapter, and to think it was all performed strictly through the art of the post. Affectionate missives are more than just the silly folderol. What the hell is that word? I assumed them to be. I see now that they show what's in our hearts like nothing else can. And we emissaries are their trusted custodians. That we are, Puxy. Only do remember that letters require more than just love. They're also in need of names and addresses. And speaking of names, perhaps you might bestow one upon a certain chocobo. Think of it as a show of not only kindness, but of love too. A show of love, you say? I suppose you're right. I was never able to recall the names given by my moogle acquaintances, but I bet I could arrive at something that actually sticks. I'll give it some thought, make sure I've done this bird justice. Quack, quack! My once foolish fledgling has wings of her own at last. How proud I am to see you soar. You are a credit to the emissaries of ardor and affection within your heart-shaped palm. It is my most sincere honor to have you among our ranks, and I pray that you will continue this most revered work. I would love nothing more, Kupo. Hooray. What joy to be blessed with so many couriers, and in a season of sublimity no less. 'Tis heartening indeed to watch our numbers grow and grow, for with so many we can ensure that ardor and affection accompany all the fair creatures of this realm wherever their journeys take them. Great. Well, there it is. Now I can give my chocobo drip. What's this? Oh, you get funny little hearts. Nah. I don't need to do that. Oh, you can just buy them for money. Guess I'll buy this, even though I don't have a house. Might as well. Yeah, that was good. That was a nice, wholesome story. Again, I like the seasonal quests because they're usually just a nice little wholesome story, or like funny and entertaining. You know, little break away from all the serious stuff this game also has. But yeah. Guess let's go look at what my chocobo looks like. Wow. Such drip. Such drip. Well, with that, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I enjoyed this seasonal event for sure. So thank you for watching. Have a good one. See you soon. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.